the report you submitted to us, if you go to the audited account 2022, you see the column that showed that you had an impairment losses on financial assets amounting to about 5.6 billion. Can you please shed more light on that? And while that is being done, right, in the same year, we had 36 billion as receivables. We have 34 billion as impairment losses again, right? These are tagged or termed receivables, not recoverables. Right, can you please shed light on some of these things and let us know the collection strategy that we have to collect some of these things? Thank you, sir.
Okay, Honorable.
Sorry, you can take this together with his, please. You can just note them.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Your audited account for 2022 ought to have been submitted. I'm making it straight and direct. Ought to have been submitted latest at the 1st of May 2023. Do you agree with me that you submitted this audited account late? And what are the reasons, please? Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Honorable. Maybe let me answer this question on submission of audited accounts. The Commission had Deloitte auditing its account for 5 years. And when that 5 years elapsed, we needed to do a new procurement. And the process of the procurement dragged because we had to go to BPP to get some no objections to do selective, because we really wanted to get the top audit firms to audit our accounts. So those delays are the reasons why this account was delayed. And when PwC took over, you know, when there are changes in auditors, there is all this issue of the closing figures and the opening figures. They needed to do some reconciliation. So all those things drag. And that's the reason why it took us up to last, early this year or so before we could submit it. But this year's own, we are working on it. In fact, yesterday I was talking to the partner of PwC.
You mean last year's own?
Yeah, 2023 accounts. Yes, so on the issue of impairment, sir. Now, because our account is prepared in line with IFRS, it's an accrual accounting. And what happens is that the revenues, first and foremost, you recognize it based on the invoice. And I was explaining earlier that what happened is that the MO, the market operator, every month will aggregate what is the total revenues in the system and then what percentage is accruable to NERC. But that is not the amount that we get in the market. In the industry, we've been having issues with liquidity. The discos have not been able to collect all the monies that are needed. So, and that's the reason why we keep hearing about liquidity in the Nigerian electricity supply industry. So at the end of the month, we could have an invoice that is 1.5 billion, but the cash or the collection that will hit our Remita could probably be 900 million. And so that difference becomes an issue because over the years, and if you look at our accounts even in the past, you will see that impairment because we've not been able to get any payment for those years. And so whenever the auditors come, they will tell us that what is the possibility of you getting this revenue? And we'll tell them that the discos and the industry is really struggling. And so far, we've not been able to get any money apart from the collections that come to us. So those portions, so the auditors will do an assessment and now say that, okay, that portion of the invoice that has not been collected from the market, we will now need to make provision for it as an impairment because we've not been able to get the cash. And that is why you will see it will be different from, you will now have an impairment amount on the basis of which they will now determine what actually are the monies available to us and then what we can remit as surplus at the end of the day. So that's the reason for the impairment.
Do you have other means of collecting your revenue other than Remita? Do you have any other?
No. Okay. We don't. All our revenues go through Remita. So for instance... All. For instance, if we ask if a licensee applicant applies for license and then we determine the fee, we will tell the licensee to go and pay through our account.
We just want to know whether there's any other. It's Remita, 100%.
It's Remita, sir.
Okay, now in your 2017 financial statement,
Yes.
2017, you had a sum of revenue of income of 10 billion 145 million 462, while the report here is 4 billion 480 million. What could have accounted for the differences?
We need to look at it very well, sir, because usually when the audited account is done, we make payment of the surplus. Now,
you make what?
We do a transfer of the surplus. This is 2017.
Yes.
What I'm saying is that based on what our act says, the auditors determine what the surplus will be, and then that is what they declare in the account. And then we make remittance of the surplus. Now, we had in the act that states that our surplus will go to REF, Rural Electrification Fund, 100%. So what we do is that whatever surpluses that are declared, we transfer it to REF. But then along the line, I think 2019 or so, there was this discussion. We were asked by the National Assembly that it should go to CRF, 80% of course. And then there was a lot of back and forth. So in our accounts in 2020, we now started transferring everything to CRF.
That is not addressing the 2017 figures.
So what I'm trying to say, sir,
yes,
is that the payment could be, we will be able to come with numbers that will agree with the total surpluses that was declared. What I'm saying is that I don't know where the 4 is coming, but it's likely they just picked one transfer payment that we made. Where is the...
So you have submitted all your audited account till date?
Yes. We have submitted all our audited accounts up to 2022.
All right, up to 2022.
Yes, up to 2022.
Right.
And we have also done a reconciliation of surpluses declared and payments made.
I mean, you have to, in writing, provide the justification for this very huge difference between your total revenue declared in the financial statement of 2017 and the revenue declared through Remita. Almost, that's over 5 billion difference. We need you to give us a position on what resulted into the difference. And if there are other years similarly affected where you have a variance between what the financial statement indicates and what has been supplied here has been revenue from Remita, you may need to give us such explanations in writing too. I don't know whether you understand me, sir.
We will, but Mr. Chairman, I just want to state that you are looking at Remita that talks about cash coming in. And when you now talk about financials, financials is looking at the invoices or the transaction for a particular period.
No, look, we're talking about a flow of money into your own account. And,
Yes.
you have established here that you do not get money from any other source apart from Remita.
Agreed.
That's what you have established. So
Yes.
Remita should align with whatever you are declaring in your financial statement for the year.
Yes.
That's my understanding.
Yeah.
So when there are differences, then, it raises some questions.
Of course.
We're just asking you to provide us with insight into those questions. You understand, sir?
I understand.
Yes, please.
No problem. I think, Mr. Chairman, what I will beg for is that we will want to sit with the consultant and look at those numbers, because honestly, we do a lot to make sure that we do the right thing, and we want to know where there are issues. And then we'll begin to now look at, and then we'll be able to...
Sitting with the consultant is another stage of that's the reconciliation stage of this
okay.
investigation. These ones are like the foundation. They are the basic things, sir.
No
so please, let's just take those notes and provide us with a written submission on them.
Okay.
You understand, sir?
Yes.
We studied your cash year 2021 cash flow statement, and we observed that cash proceeds of the disposal of assets, they don't reflect in the cash flow statement, and we're asking why.
Maybe there were no asset disposed in that year. Sorry,
Are you sure, sir?
no, I'm sorry, I'm just saying.
In 2021.
Honestly, I'll have to check, but we don't have assets disposals that often. You know, so it's possible we didn't have anything to dispose.
Now, find out.
We'll find out.
So I just said, maybe I said that too hastily.
We will, but we'll provide explanation to that.
All right. Well, thank you, honorable colleagues. We have, so please provide us with all those additional information and records, and then provide us with the document required in the Excel format, which have not been provided, so that it can help us with the reconciliation process. I was also informed by the Secretariat that you have issues on 2020 Auditor General's report, but I'm not sure you are prepared for that, are you?
2020? Auditor General.
It's embed, not
They are not embed now, so why do you want them to carry another man's headache? Or you want to answer for embed? So, Auditor General, you are affirmative that they don't have issues in the report. All right. Sorry about that. All right, so we're going to step you down for now so that you provide those additional information and documents, and we'll fix a date for a reappearance. Thank you.